What it is, YouTube? It's your boy VE to the double LE representing Team PPT, baby. 60 card guide. Here with a profile from the Mendenhall Regional. I got third place. Here's the deck box, flexing with the Appaloosa mats. And you guys know what I played. I played that 60 card, spicy Orcust God Machines. With a couple of different twists. So before I get into the profile, I was actually gonna play Cyber Dragon Orcust, which I have a variant different than the ones you guys have seen floating around by a little bit. But I couldn't get my Cyber Dragon cores in time, so I was like, let's see what we can do. So there's some crazy tech cards in here. Some are really good and some that I'll cut. But let's get into that profile. So we're gonna start off with the God Machines, obviously. 2 Nightmare, you gotta play 2. It's obligatory. You never want to draw 1 and then be stuck with Dead Mermaids in your extra deck. 3 Harp Horror, he's the best. 2 Skeletons, still don't know why people are only floating with the 1, especially when you're playing some different other cards. So World 1, you gotta have it. I mean, and then the reason why you should always play 2 Symbol Skeletons is Orochi. Orochi is ridiculous. And then from my Tulsa list, what changed, I definitely put the 3 Iblis in there. I wanted to put them in for Tulsa to test. I just didn't have them at the time. I didn't get in the Beirut all day. So, and I left my opponents. I only played mirror matches minus round 1. Round 1 was Pure Thunder. And I gave him the Ibli too and left it. So I left everybody with the Ibli. I'm not super concerned about my opponent having a mermaid. Because once my board is established, they'll never establish a board going first. And going second, I'm just breaking boards. So it also, if your opponent ends on the crescendo, then they have to let your mermaid resolve and still have to play around your crescendo. Also, a lot of people will have to deal with this with like Call by the Grave or something, so that they don't have to like lock out their babble. That situation really never came up, but in theory that's what would happen. And then 3 Scrap Recyclers, finally got the 3rd super happy. But this card is insane, mostly because of the cards that he sends to the graveyard. I felt like Armageddon Knight was a little limited in its range of 1 card comboing, and I don't really think the Yazi is super necessary, to be honest. There's like Yazi Mare, I didn't really like it, so instead I went with O-Lion and Jet Synchron. Jet Synchron is absolutely amazing. You can send it from Scrap Recycler, or you can just normal summon and make All Mirage. Like both of these cards, you normal summon, make All Mirage, and then you have full combo. So these 2 were insane. Also, this is a level 1 tuner, but that's not relevant in this build. I did put Dark Griffer back in because my danger package does. I do play a lot of high level monsters in my danger package, and you want to get rid of that World 1 hand sometime. Then we went with some dangers. So 2, 2, 2, and then I went with 2 Bigfoots. Only 1 Thunderbird this go around. Back row never really came up. Bigfoot was a big body, but in theory, Bigfoot just outsplit Gates. But Bigfoot actually helped me in the mirror match because he had to fight through my board and couldn't clear the Bigfoot because it was 3,000 attack points. 2 Old Man Dragon, still mandatory for strikers. I didn't play any, but Imperms, Veilers, those things are still live. This is way better than Call by the Grave to me because I can get through the Imperm. 2 Veilers, which helped me win a bunch of matches. 2 Ash, which I never drew, but in theory, I guess it's the most versatile hand trap. I don't know if I'll play it going forward. And of course, Exodius, because, if you get in a Beirut or your opponent decides, if you get into a super long grind game, restarting the game essentially just gives you the auto win. Most people, if you get late enough into the game state and you're allowed to restart the game with Exodius, they just scoop because they know that they don't have enough resources to fight through Orcust combo. Even if you're out of crescendos, just the consistency that Orcust brings. And then I played 1/1 Punch Man. So I didn't draw it all day. But with Orochi, I've gotten this guy up in testing to like 8,000 attack points. And OTK people through like there can only be ones. Sky Strikers have already, you just bait out all the Widow Anchors and Shark Cannons. Shark Cannon especially because they just banish cards and not take them. So you have a free path to just attack over the Hayate and the attack points or Shizuku, and you just win the game. That was all for the monsters. For the spells, I played Babel, Foolish, Reborn, Double Twin Twister. It never really came up. Still a Sky Striker package, but a smaller one. Just 2 Engage, an Eagle Booster, and a Hornet Drones. I honestly never really drew the engine, and I honestly never really needed it. It's just for consistency purposes, because you play 60 cards. So if you draw it, then it's great. If you don't draw it, then okay. 99.9% of the time, you open up combo with any 2 cards in your hand. I played 3 Exchange in the main deck. This card is absolutely nuts. So I took a mirror match. I took a Scrap Recycler. I played it against Pure Thunder. I just took the good card out of his hand. He didn't really have anything, so I just took the best card available. I've taken Ash Blossoms. I've taken, and I'll give people things like Impermanence. The only card I never want to give them is like a Fake Veiler, because that card's instantly alive. By the time I exchange, I've already gone through so much of my combo where your Impermanence is just a card in hand. And if I open up with the Eagle Booster, I'll just set the Eagle Booster, make the Bomber play, and then give you the Imperm. So you can waste the Imperm like an Eagle Booster, and nothing else happens. I also played 2 Drag Downs. I didn't like Drag Down. I never drew the Drag Down. So that's definitely getting cut in variants going forward. And then, you know, the best part of the deck, the traps, baby. 3 Imperm, because I drew double versus the mirror match and just blew them out. 2 Crescendo, because it's been the right call the entire time. 2 and 2 of the Judgments. Nobody plays around these, so you essentially can get like Nibiru and then set Strike and Judgment, and your opponent still doesn't play, and then you kill them with a giant token. But I've striked Galateas, I've striked Mermaids, I've waited and striked Colossuses. Like, these people, like most people, just don't play around it. So you just get free, like they minus themselves for free, and you just win. So that's the end of the main deck. I'll go to the side deck, because the side deck's pretty basic, honestly. 1 Starving Venom, 2 Ogre, because that's good for pendulums and things. Strikers, decks like that. Trap decks, which I didn't play any of. I moved my guy to the side, unfortunately. There were some situations where I kind of missed them, but people let me go first all day, so it didn't hurt all the time, but I do miss Pankratops. These are probably going to the main, because Twin Twister just never really came up for me. Nothing really came up, because there's so many Dingirsus out here protecting back row, so Cosmic is the way around that. 2 Nibiru, I drew it once. Wasn't impactful, I was already ahead. And then 2 Super Policies of Starving Venom. I don't know why people are cutting that card. And then the extra deck, there's not a whole lot of spice here. There is the Galateas, the Longirsu, and then there is Big Daddy Orcustrian. I never really summoned it. I sided it out for the Venom. I just really was putting this deck together at the last second, like I said, because I couldn't play the variant I wanted to play. I was like, 15th card. Yeah, let's just throw Equestrian in there. The situations where it came up, I was already too far ahead and I didn't have to play it. 2 Dingy Boys, 2 All Mirage, 1 All Mirage, 1 Kagari. They look alike, they're both red. Nightmare cards. We went with 2 Mermaids. And then Bulbasaur, which I really didn't make. I killed most folks all day with Bomber. Bomber is broken. So that's the profile, guys. I want to give a shout out to my team PPT, baby. I also want to give a shout out to everybody who will be posting this on their channel, whether that be my boy Johnny, aka Asian Persuasion, my boy and my teammate, the King of Scrubs, whomever. If I forgot you and you posted, I appreciate it in advance. Shout out to my boy Roberto. He's the only loss I had playing Cyber Dragon Orcust. And that deck, again, I knew it was insane. I planned to play it with some spicy tech choices. But he took me out of there and he got 6th place. Congratulations, my guy. Shout out to the first place who also was playing Cyber Dragon Orcust. Top 8 was a lot of Orcust, but we survived. You can edit the rest of this out, but I want to thank everyone again. Team PPT baby, it's your 18 captain, 60 card god signing out.